All right, guys, we made some progress on the Cadillac this week. As you can see, I got the jambs all sanded. Everything's masked off. All these little black strips are seam sealer. So all the little spots that had to get touched up with seam sealer. So, yeah, we got, this is masked off. I'm not worried about overspray on the hood because the hood's got to get blocked. And then we come around to the other side. Same thing. I got everything masked off. I do gotta put a piece of tape right here. What I'm doing, I gotta go back to the other side and show you. So what I'm doing on these edges, I don't want just a hard line. So I don't know if you can see, but I have the tape overhanging, and that'll kind of give a soft, as this sprays, it'll give it kind of a soft rolled edge, easy for me to sand out. Because then once this is all painted, I'll mask off along here, and then that'll give us, or I can even do along here. I can do a rolled edge and then spray in there. But anyways, the idea is so that there's no tape lines after the fact. I did not mask the bottom of the rocker or the bottom of the car. Normally I would tape up the back of the rocker and then tape that to the floor so nothing goes underneath. But in the case of this thing, he has a hoist, and when he gets it home, it's going to go up on the hoist, and he's going to he's going to like re-undercoat the whole bottom of the car. He's got to do brake lines, fuel lines, stuff like that. So while he's under there, he'll get that all cleaned up. And yeah, so I got some of the hinges set aside, and I got some of these hooks. I got 2 more I got to go find. But that way I can do 4 hinges when I paint this. So that'll be enough to do one side of the car. And then when I jam all the other parts, I'll do the other 4 hinges. So all of this underneath is going to get painted, and then I'm going to paint just, to this. But I don't know, I can kind of go around and show you guys how I got it taped up. Over here, we're going to just do kind of a fogged kind of line right in here. We weren't really going to paint this, but I just decided I'll do it, and then he can paint it black. Just this way it'll get epoxied and stuff. And the way I did all of this is I went and back tape all the way around, and then take my paper, and I just picked a spot. I picked this corner, stuck the paper down, worked it across. You want to try to have as few of wrinkles and creases as you can, because anywhere where there's a crease, that'll collect dust and then it'll blow out when you're spraying. But yeah, so I just back taped around everything. Make sure to back tape any holes. So then like this big one up here, because overspray will get in and inside the car. So now I'm gonna blow out the booth again real quick. I'm gonna put another light over here. I need to add, so I got 2 lights right there. I got no lights here, so I gotta add a light there, and I don't know, another one over here above me somewhere. To get, this is kind of a dark corner. So I do got a couple of these portable lights, so I'll just set a couple of them up. I got another one hanging up over there. I'll just plug into this outlet and have over there, and it'll be fine. But I'm gonna go through, blow out the booth. Here's all of this. Here's how I did in there, so that you can kind of see how I have it masked. There again, I'm not worried about overspray getting onto this because I have to block the hood out anyways. So actually, if a little overspray gets on it, it'll just kind of act as a guide coat. And then to keep the spray out of the engine compartment, I just taped to the back edge of the hood, stuck my arm underneath, and just stuck the paper up. Looking though, I gotta tape that guy down because I don't want any overspray. This car's got a nice headliner. I don't want to get any overspray on the headliner. And then as far as the roof goes, I have these old drop cloths. They work pretty good for this kind of stuff. you know, I worked at a body shop for 9 years. When I worked at, all we used for like a long time was we just used these drop cloths. We would just shake them. Me and another painter would just shake them out really good. These are really dirty though, but I got a squirt bottle. What I've done before too is you get a squirt bottle of water, and then you just kind of mist all over the thing, and then that'll keep the dust down. I used to, at my old shop, or at my old house, I used to always wet the floor down and then paint, and I'd get clean paint jobs. But then the water, as the water dries, then the paint seems to stay wet, and then it sticks to the floor, where this way it doesn't really seem to stick to the floor as much. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I would pull a car out and you could see the whole floor would be stained the color of that car, and it would stay like that, where it doesn't really seem to happen when it's dry. So, and I could have used plastic and plasticed all of this off, done the same thing when I worked at a production shop. Then that's what we would do, is we just back tape, and then we would just use some automotive plastic or some painter's plastic. So, and I have some right here. I just got this stuff. I can't remember where I got it from. I think I ordered it on Amazon. But you can go to Menards. Menards has the same stuff basically. The only thing, this is 16 feet wide. The stuff you get at Menards I think is 10 or 12 feet wide. So I had to do a Denali, and I needed something that was wider so it would cover the whole Denali, because otherwise you got to use two pieces. So, and then I upgraded the shop. I put in a speaker in here so I don't have to do all of this in peace and quiet. I can actually jam out a little bit. Is all of this stuff going to stay in here? Yes. And you'll see it'll turn out pretty clean. I got to go through and do some self-etch primer on these bare metal spots, and then like I did on the hood when I primed the hood. So I'll spritz a little on those, and then the seam sealer I used was the stuff that he gave me, that he wanted me to use, and I don't really like this kind of stuff. It's just, I mean, it seems like it's going to work okay. This is what it is. So it is XL Auto Body Product Seam Sealer. They're black as SSB. And yeah, I don't know. It's like kind of a rubber seam sealer. I seam sealed all of this stuff yesterday, and then I came back and kind of scuffed it up today. And then I looked it over. There was 2 or 3 spots that had to get seam sealed again just to be touched up. So I did that right away today. And I think I'm gonna, it's like a rubber seam sealer. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing as if I was gonna paint a plastic or rubber part. I have this Bully Dog adhesion promoter, and I think I'm just gonna do a little spritz of it on all of this just to make sure that the sealer is going to stick, because I have had it happen before using a 1K product. You know, 1K is just, you know, there's a 1K. Let me reach up here. Here is a 2K product, and then this stuff is actually for bare metal. But so 2K, it's got 2 separate parts, mixes in the tip. This stuff is sandable. Once it dries, you can sand it. Everything will stick to it. Sometimes I've had where I spray over this kind of 1K product, and if you do the sealer if you do your first coat of sealer too thick, then it can actually lift and bubble, and I don't know, it'll make it really ugly, and you'll end up having to scrape it all off and redoing it. Now this thing is stuck. I'm just going to set it up here for now. But, so, whatever. It's what he wanted me to use, so that's what I'm going to do. And, yeah, so I'm going to give this thing one more walk around, touch up any spots that I got to touch up before I start mixing paint, or before I start sealing and epoxying and all that. But that's where we're at. So, today, you guys will get to see what color this thing is going. All right, guys, so the next step is a self-etch primer on any bare metal spots. I have black self-etch primer, so it's nice and easy to see. I have sealer mixed up in my gun, so you can see just a little bit. It doesn't take, you don't have to go absolutely nuts with this. You want to do light coats just over bare metal, anything, kind of any spot bigger than like your fingernail. So usually sealer can go over bare metal, like a small amount of it. As you guys can see, I got sealer in the gun. So this is the paint we're using. I'm using Axalta Chroma base. It's Axalta used to be DuPont, but right here you guys can see where it says the VS6. So that's value shade 6. So when you mix your sealer. Okay guys, I have to do a little voiceover because I messed up when I was filming this. So we're using Nissan Select Seal 2K. The number is 42250. The other one is 42252. So to achieve that value shade 6, DuPont, Axalta, they have a variant or a value shade system 1 through 7. So white sealer is 1, gray is 4, and 7 is black. So to achieve our 6, we mix 2 parts of the 52 to 1 part of the 50. And when I was filming this, the numbers on the cans got me all mixed up. I kept thinking that the 42250 was value shade 5. So actually when I mixed the sealer for this video, I actually mixed it right, but I just said it wrong. And so I used this little stick. It's got these numbers on it. Of course I dropped it because it's hard doing this with filming and everything and doing stuff with one hand, but it's got all these little numbers on it. So what I did was I stuck that inside my cup, and then with the gray went up to the just measured out. I think I went up to 8 with the black, and what was it, the 4 that got me where I needed. The 6 so with the now went up to the 4 with the black. And sealer in the gun, and it's time to lay on a coat. Number 6. Okay guys, I got done painting it. See if I got my flash on my phone. See if you guys can kind of get an idea of what the orange peel looks like. There really kind of isn't any. Like glass, just like how we want. Like, it's right here, you can kind of see a little bit of that orange peel, and it's pretty dang flat. Very nice. So waited for, so this was the last coat of clear, and then I waited till it's tacky. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see my finger here. It's sticky, but it's not like stringy. So, and then I pulled that off. I came over and pulled this off. What it does, and then I came over and kind of pulled this back just a little bit. It really helps with those tape lines. It really softens them up versus waiting till the clear is completely dry. So then on this side, same thing. And then, you know, same deal. Way better than it would have been from factory. Like, we're not going for a show car, but I don't know, we want it a little better than it would have been from the factory. So same thing, I pulled this stuff back a little bit, pulled this up. So yeah, so that's it guys. Jams on the car are done. The next thing will be working on the doors and the fenders. So until the next video guys, take care.